All right, Sagittarius. I was in the beginning stages of your reading. I was going to go over the bottom of the deck energy when all of a sudden somebody's outside the window. They're crying, cursing somebody out on the phone, but they stop like dead front center in front of my window that I look out of when I'm doing readings. And they just stood there. They weren't moving. Then the dog went crazy. So unfortunately, I had to stop. But the good thing is I didn't get absorbed here in this energy as of yet. But I did receive a channeling in the beginning like I usually do. And I let you all know what I'm receiving. But it's a lot to go back over. So I'm not even sure if I'm going to stitch this part 2 with the first part or what. But yeah, maybe I will. All right, y'all, sorry about that. So there was some commotion outside, but anyway, I was going over this 4 of Cups reverse bottom of the deck energy. Let me get centered again, because that was quite the disruption that just happened. I mean, it's just out of nowhere, disruption. So y'all, listen, Sagittarius, now that I'm recalling that card that flipped out in the pre-shuffle, that 7 of Cups, the chaos, the confusion, the which way should I go, which cup should I choose, and then all that in my physical realm right now, all of that breaking out with the dog and the person outside arguing, like, what in the world are you going through right now, Sagittarius? What is going on in your world? Sounds like a lot of chaos. And I'm not here to judge, but if I do come across judgy, I can't help it. It's all over my chart. But, you know, I understand. But this right here is a little different because I just got a little taste of probably what your life is consumed with right now. And that was enough for me. That was enough for me. But it cut into something important, you know? So out of all of that chaos that seems like it's exploding in your life, it's just there. It's just like slapped itself right on top of you. There, in the midst of all of that, there's something that you need to say. There's something that you want to say. I feel like it's to a specific individual. But man, with all of that that's going on, like how in the world are you finding this clarity to be able to do so? All right, this 4 of Cups reverse energy here at the bottom of the deck. So this is definitely looking outside of your own little box. And since it's connected to emotions, then I feel like it has a lot to do with the energy of what it is that you're used to conforming to, used to listening to, used to, like it's just like this programmed sense of your daily life. You're being stretched outside of those 4 walls. But I feel like maybe this is tied to that chaos. Now that could be in a good way or in a bad way. Maybe the chaos was to bring you out of those 4 walls. You know, to be able to balance healthy emotions here. Or maybe it's taking a toll on you to where you don't want to come out, but you're being forced out. But then at the same time, it's too much for you to handle. So is this an awakening, Sagittarius? It sounds like awakening vibes here. Because that was a lot. But I feel like it's more than you would ever want to have to deal with, like ever. It's like you didn't ask for this. So you don't want to be shown anything. Like you really weren't open to the idea of, you know, there's another plane that exists beyond here. Like I don't know if you were ready for that or, you know, or thought that it even mattered. And I know I'm talking to a specific Sagittarius or someone with the Sagittarian placements right now, because this isn't for everybody, but oh my goodness. All right, let me keep going. That was odd. It knocked me off of my little block there. Because if that was like an energy of Sagittarian pushing through the crowd, move out of my way, I got to get to this certain person, or I got to get to this platform so I can say what I need to say. You know, with all this, it's like moving through a crowd at a concert. Everybody's kind of, you know, in the moment. They're not paying attention to, oh, somebody might be trying to get by, you know, so let me move out the way so I can clear this lane for them. So you know, it's not an easy path to try to get through all of these people and things and circumstances just to get to the stage. But I'm wondering what happens when you get to the stage. What's supposed to take place when you get there? What's supposed to be said? Right? All right, y'all. Let's get into this. That pretty much just sucked the life out of me just now. Like, seriously. All right. I feel like there's some obvious energy right here. Like, I haven't even really dove into whatever that is. At least I don't think I have. But I am being called over here, especially with this Five of Wands in the reverse, because that plays into that chaotic energy that was going on, even on my side of things. Like, maybe if I got a little taste, excuse me, of what it is that you've been going through. I definitely did in that little 6-7 minutes of time. And that was enough to make me want to say, I want to go lay down. So, Five of Wands here on top of this Five of Pentacles. So, you know, if this is that moving through the crowd sort of energy, but nobody's really parting the way for you, so you really have to push, you know, and then that's kind of energy that I'm getting. And then the Five of Pentacles is, please let me get on stage. So this has to do with you being seen and heard. But you know, Sagittarius, I don't associate you with cups that much. You know, because I feel like emotions are pretty much kept to yourself. So with the Four of Cups being at the bottom of the deck, you know, it's more playing on you now identifying with certain things that are making you kind of crazy, a little crazy, possibly, because they're all tied back to emotions or you having to reckon with emotions. But before, emotions weren't your thing. Like, you didn't care if you pissed somebody off, or you didn't care. I mean, and I'm not saying that because I feel that, you know, you're a-hole or you neglect other people's feelings, but that could be the case. You know, I'm talking to the specific person here. So if you were very flippant about other people's feelings, you know, it didn't matter to you what they thought, what they felt, how they felt, you know, once you did your dirt and kept it moving or whatever, or, you know, you're like, just let me come in the room and sit down. Why are you looking at me like that? Like, why, what's the you know, coming in with that kind of energy, but not knowing that you were giving that energy. But at the same time, they're tied to your emotion. So, you know, what was the core of that energy? Where was it stemming from? I don't feel like you ever made that connection, or either you just wanted to not think about it. I don't want to deal with that right now, tied to the emotions. But now you're being forced with this bottom of the deck energy to address outside of those four walls that you were okay with. You were fine there. So that's this Five of Wands and the Five of Pentacles energy here. And it's really chaotic. Seven of Cups energy that came out in the pre-shuffle. Really chaotic right now. Because not only are you having to deal with the commotion probably that's being stirred up around you by way of being tied to stuff that you dished out possibly. So you're sitting in that. And then also now having to deal with how did this happen? How did I get here? So maybe that energy of rushing the stage and trying to, you know, get people to hear you, see you, because you know now that you've kind of been burying those emotions, or you've basically buried yourself along with those emotions. So you were possibly operating outside of emotions, which that would make you like a robot, like no emotions, no feelings, no love, no this, no that. You know, that would connect you to higher vibrations. You didn't have that. So this is like the realization of that's what's been missing, but at the same time, ew, it makes me uncomfortable thinking about it. You know, that's you, because you're not that emotional person like that, to be attached to love. And, you know, I feel like a lot of that was like, oh, no way, never. You know, that was the attitude for you. But now you want the stage. You want the stage to make something known that's tied to emotions now. But I feel like that rushing energy is what's causing it to kind of be like, you know, it's like you're like making a mad, like you're knocking people down to get to the stage because it's something you have to say because you've been holding it, or maybe you didn't know how to identify with it before, but now you got it and you want to make it known. You want the world to know that this is how you feel about this or that, or this person or situation. And it's like a lot of fire energy there. Right? All right, Sagittarius, I feel like that's the reading right there. Let's see what else is here though. Like, I want to say, you know, congratulations. But the only thing about it is the chaotic part. It's not supposed to be chaotic like that though. Okay. Huh. All right, so we have Justice here, and then we have the Queen of Cups reverse. So let me see what's gonna happen in here. Obviously, with the Justice, we know that there has to be some sort of karmatic balancing here. The only thing is I have to wonder about this Queen of Cups reverse. Like who is in this Queen of Cups energy that feels like they're emotionally detached at this point? Or is this someone that you know is emotionally attached when now you realizing, coming to terms with emotions, you're realizing that it's connected back to this Queen of Cups? Excuse me, whoever this may be. Doesn't have to be gender oriented, but with the Justice card here, I feel like that's like the only way. Like that's the way to the truth and the light here for you. Now with the Queen of Cups being in the reverse, hang on. That's what I need a better understanding of here. So what I'm getting, Sagittarius, is, you know, that connection coming together and creating fireworks, right? You having that awareness now could be a little too late. Because if you're identifying that, you know, with karma here, you know, so there obviously has to be some sort of divine-led organization here of two people. But because, you know, this Queen of Cups is in the reverse, there's something that has to be justified here because of that. Because the Queen of Cups should be in the upright. So with the Queen of Cups being in the reverse and the Justice card being in the upright, there is a balancing here that is meant to be. So was all of this chaos created to be able to light fire underneath Sagittarius, to be able to recognize and understand what was, I just heard a word I've never used, frauded, fraught right, or frauded. I don't know who's speaking right now with that kind of language, but it sounds very old English. Forthright, not forthright, because I understand forthright, but this is like something else. I'm gonna have to look it up after I get off of this reading to see exactly what that might be. But the interpretation, the energy around it just feels like this was something that had to be triggered in order for something else to happen. I mean, which would make sense. So, you know, if we're talking about, you know, karmic lessons and, you know, ascension and, you know, those terms to where, you know, bad things have to happen before you're able to realize, you know, the good things in life, you know, with the ascension process. But if this is you missing out on a divine, you know, counterpart, you know, someone that could have orchestrated your healing is what I'm understanding here with this Queen of Cups energy. They would have been the ones to help, you know, you all would have helped one another. But more so now, if this person was really in your corner or by your side, you know, I feel like they would just be able to like that and blow all of your troubles away. Like they would have that ability right now, whoever this person is to you or was to you. I'll say was, because I'm not even sure that you can touch this person, like reach out and touch them. Yeah. All right, let me see what else is here. All right, so we have the 8 of Pentacles. We have the 10 of Wands, and then we have the 2 of Cups reversed. And then right above that is the 9 of Wands on its side. I'm going to turn this other card over too because it's the last one standing. Okay, so we have the 4 of Wands reversed. So I can definitely confirm was somebody who was in your corner by way of this 2 of Cups. And then the 4 of Wands reverse, both reverse. Now, the 8 of Pentacles and the 10 of Wands lets me know that you're super entirely focused. This could be obsession with this 9 of Wands here. These two, like the 8 of Pentacles is I can't stop. I got to keep going. I got to do this. I got to make this money. Like he's literally making money, like stamping it with this, you know, the mallet and the nail or whatever. He's inscribing, you know, what it is. He's putting all his intentions into each one of those. Like this is going to happen. This has that. Like to me, that sounds a little obsessive. The 9 of Wands in tarot, you know, a good sign of that would be somebody who's stopping to kind of take their breath, you know, and it could be the stalker card as well, because they're kind of just peekabooing behind these wands. You know, they can step back behind those wands and create a little fence, you know, so they can kind of, you know, hide themselves, camouflage themselves also is how I see the 9 of Wands. But they're like, oh, I'm not doing anything right here, but just watching this person. But you don't need to know that. And then 10 of Wands here. So from the 9 to the 10 is the 10 is completion. So it's like I have to get there. If that's that rush into the stage energy so everybody can see you and hear you and feel you, then that would be that 10 of Wands. Like that's the like that is the only way that whatever this is you're trying to manifest is going to happen. That would have to do with this Queen of Cups. So Sagittarius, what's the importance? Because I asked about why are you rushing the stage, but now that I know why you want to get to the stage, why is it that, you know, you need to get the attention of this person? Is it because of that divine counterpart energy that you recognize now, but it's possibly a little too late? All right, let me see what else is here. So we have the Emperor here, and then we have the Page of Wands right next to it. And then we have the Ace of Swords, which was face down with this energy. So give me a moment. Let me see what's here. So with the Emperor energy, all I can hear is it's going to work. Because with the Ace of Swords right beside that, the Ace of Swords is a new beginning with like creative ideas, like starting over, new beginnings in your thoughts and revelations. And so the revelation energy may be coming from now you recognize what this really is by way of who the Queen of Cups is to you. And that sword is like holding it out like, I have, hear ye, I have something to say. So when you get to the stage, it's like, everybody shut up and listen to me. Like, I'm holding this big old sword. Don't you know I will hurt you? I will cut you. Now shut up and listen to me. That's, you know, that's also Emperor energy right there. So it's really aggressive and it's a bit obnoxious energy. And it's definitely ego-based because it's like you feel like you deserve to be on this platform. Now with the Page of Wands reversed right next to that, I heard it again, that word, thought or fraught or something, efforts. So I feel like what that means is when I can't even spell it out for you, but what the energy behind that, I feel like it's going to be like dialed back to zero. Like it's not even going to be worth the initial investment. Like it's going to be voided right before it even hits the scene. Like it's the energy that I'm getting here. So it's like all of that power and that might and all of that, you know, that y'all, I'm struggling right now. What is this? That power of an energy, the rush in the stage, all of that, it's going to be in vain is what I'm understanding here. But the Seven of Cups energy is coming back up, Sagittarius. So I don't know if, you know, you're in your own little world right now and maybe there's a little manic obsession going on to where if you're constantly thinking about this person or what you're going to do to them or what you know, then it's kind of showing up as like it's a sick kind of energy, like a mental health issue at this point. So it's probably because you've played it over so many times in your mind, it sounds really good and it's going to work. You don't need anyone's approval on it. You're going to go ahead and do it. That's the problem here. Because I don't feel like you have friends that you could talk this over with. Or maybe the friends are convinced that, you know, they think it's okay because what they're hearing from you is you're painting a picture as it's okay to do what it is that you're planning to do, or how you're thinking that this person's supposed to receive you with open arms as if nothing's happened. You know, it's not that way. There's some lack of clarity here. Seven of Cups energy, Sagittarius, that you probably just need to breathe, relax a little bit, let some time pass, live your life, you know, be great at what it is that you do without this person. Because if I'm talking to someone, Sagittarius, if you are someone who knows for a fact that you're having some sort of mental disassociation, I'll just call it. This is not the right time to move on this queen or move in on this queen with your great idea. You know, because this has a lot to do with the ego and power and control. And this obsession energy up here with the Eight of Pentacles and this Nine of Wands is not a good mix here. And if this is your 10 of Wands, this is the last resort, then you're going to be sorely disappointed. I'm here to tell you. You're going to be very disappointed. Because, I mean, I can also look at the Queen of Cups energy in the reverse. They're not looking forward to this in the reverse. They're not looking forward to that Five of Wands energy coming their way, because, you know, they're good with that Five of Pentacles status. You know, somebody not being allowed to come in. And with the Justice card here, it might have something to do with a protective order. You know, because they don't want to see that mix of things again, because 5 and 5 has changed. They're over it. They've moved on, Sagittarius. I'm here to try to help you out, because I don't want you to show up thinking it's all good in your mind because you're having some sort of mental imbalance and not knowing that you've only been deceiving yourself with this obsession energy that you have. So again, this is not for every Sagittarius. This is for specific energy right now. They know, or you know, that you're on the outs. You're on the outskirts. There's possibly not even a way for you to even be received with a welcoming open arms at this point, because it's been so bad of an interaction with this Queen of Cups energy, whoever this is. They don't want you back. They don't want you around. So it's more or less of you having to accept that they've moved on. But at the rate that you're going, you're setting yourself up for some sort of disaster here. So if you dial it back a little bit, drink plenty of water, you know, find something, focus on yourself, right? Focus on yourself at this point, because your wheels are spinning with this person. And it's not a healthy wheel spinning energy here. So now I understand why all of that stuff was breaking out in the beginning of the video, how I experienced a little bit of what you're going through. I get it now, and you're not in a good place. Whoever is still here listening to this, you're not in a healthy place, okay? I would think that people who know that this doesn't apply to them, either they're here for the entertainment, or they know a Sagittarius like this, or I'm talking to the Sagittarius who needs to hear this. So get healthy, Sagittarius, get healthy. And, you know, and I'm not even saying it's not even a coincidence that I mentioned these chakra pillows. Like, again, if you want to read about things being out of balance and you're looking for a metaphysical way to heal and balance your chakra energy, just according to, you know, what you might be lacking in or imbalanced in, you know, head over to my website and see what's going on over there and in regards to how you're feeling about yourself in certain areas. But this obsession is out of control. All right. So I hope this helps. I wasn't trying to be mean.